Imagine you are sitting in a prison cell. It is cold and dark. It is 2006 and you have just received a 24-month imprisonment sentence. Reality is kicking in that you've lost your job and you will barely see your family over the next 2 years. You are one of over 10,000 inmates sitting in New Zealand's prisons, costing taxpayers $250 per day. Now, imagine this. You're lying on the couch at home. It is warm and bright. It is 2007 and you have just received a 12-month home detention sentence. Reality doesn't change too much as you get to keep your job and you'll see your family morning and night. You only cost taxpayers $60 per day. Now, what if I told you that these two sentencing environments are deemed equivalent by law? Well, on the 1st of October 2007, New Zealand enacted home detention as a standalone sentence. The purpose of this reform was to address New Zealand's prison overpopulation issue and to introduce more cost-effective sentencing options. I was so intrigued by this reform that I decided to conduct an economic policy evaluation to determine the effect of home detention on offender outcomes. I used Ministry of Justice court charges data, Inland Revenue tax data, and an econometric technique called a regression discontinuity design to identify the causal relationship between home detention and reoffending, and home detention and labour market participation. So what would we expect? Unlike prison, offenders on home detention are not surrounded by gangs and other criminals, but instead get to attend rehabilitation programs throughout their sentence. So we would expect reoffending to decrease, right? Also, offenders on home detention get to keep their job. The probation officer will adjust the GPS on the electronic monitoring device to allow the offender to commute to and from work. So we would expect employment to increase, right? Wrong. My results show no evidence that a home detention sentence reduces reoffending 1, 2, or 5 years from the date of sentencing. I also show that home detention has no impact on average employment rates, wage and salary earnings, or benefit receipt. But so what? Criminal justice is something all jurisdictions aim to get right. As technology develops and home detention becomes a cheaper, more popular alternative to short-term imprisonment, it is crucial that policymakers understand all implications of the sentence. We already knew that home detention reduces prison populations and presents fiscal cost savings. We now know home detention has no impact on reoffending or labour market earnings. So how would you promote home detention? Thank you.